Hey everybody, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Last week we talked about the rules of a Dutch aquarium and what makes a Dutch aquascape according to the NBAT and the AGA IAC. This week what I'm doing is I'm going to be acclimating some new fish into my Dutch aquarium, set up a drip acclimation system. Basically all it is an airline tubing here that I had cut. I put a little valve that has it's like just an air valve basically, but this is going to act as a water valve, and a suction cup and a lead weight, basically a plant weight. That's going to make sure it holds it down into the bucket. So I'll go ahead and get this set up.
It's a little bit long, so I moved the weight up here. Kind of for what I like. I have it about, an inch or so above the tank because I do like the drip process of it. I feel that it helps oxygenate ever so slightly. So kind of just cut that.
These are the fish here. These are Danio albolinitis. They are pearl danios. They're, in my opinion, a classic fish. They go well with plants. They're always moving. They do well. You can get them to school for photographs kind of just by giving them a quick walk by the aquarium. They'll spook a little bit and then they'll come back out. And that come back out motion is going to be them kind of resting and relaxing back into a normal position. And that is the photo that you want. That's where you want your fish. So I'm going to get these guys in the bucket so that way I can get them acclimated. Now, a lot of people have different methods of acclimating fish. The plop and drop method is very common, and that's fine. I have no issues with any way. It's just, with a fish store, we try to get people to acclimate fish, a way that's going to get them used to the chemistry in the water as well as, the temperature in the tank. So this is going to take the water temperature, put it into the bucket here, as well as the chemistry in the tank, which is important in this situation because this is a CO2 injected aquarium. It is, probably running right now at I want to say 5.8, maybe even 5.6 pH. I haven't checked it in a minute, and I did up the gas not too long ago. But I do have fish in here. I have true Siamese algae eaters in here, 4 or 5 of them that are doing just fine. So I'm not worried about the gas levels, but I am worried about the fact that these guys here came from a non-CO2 injected aquarium at the store at Bad Fish. And I'm putting them in here. So it's going to be a huge pH difference, temperature difference, all that fun stuff. And I want to make sure that they're going to do okay. I don't want to just dump them in. So to get the drip started, you want to make sure that your valve is open. And kind of just like, you would start a siphon for an aquarium or whatever. You just... do it at a nice little drip rate, I'm not going to give you a number of drips per second. It's not CO2, but you want to have a good drip going. And I think that's good enough. So we'll let those guys do their thing. And while these are acclimating, we'll go ahead and talk about what makes a Dutch aquarium, and what are some aquariums that may appear to be Dutch aquariums but are not. So these are both going to be my Aquascapes that I did. One is going to be my, what year was that? I think 2023 AGA IAC Dutch tank. I got top 5 on that one, and then another one's going to be a garden style tank that I just did for fun. So we'll talk about both of those tanks in just a second. Okay, so here you have my 120p Aquascape. This here, while it's extremely well planted, everything looks good, everything looks like it has its own little spot and all that fun stuff. It's not a Dutch tank at all. This is more of a garden style aquarium. Aside from the hardscape and stuff like that, even if I were to have not used that hardscape in this tank at all, it would still not be a Dutch Aquascape at all. Nowhere near at in any semblance of the manner. While there's good contrast to the plants and stuff like that, it just doesn't follow any of the rules that would be a Dutch aquascape. For example, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different species of plants in here. That's a lot, way too many. So a 120p is 120 centimeters. If you recall from the reading of the Dutch rules, it allows for one plant per 10 centimeters of planting space. So this is probably max out, if you wanted to push it, you could max out at 14 species. So it's well over the species count. And that's probably the main reason why it would be DQ'd. I even missed one. So here, there's 19 over here. Main reason why it would be DQ'd right there is just the sheer amount of plants. Even though everything is grown in well, it's nice, it's manicured, all that fun stuff, it is not a Dutch aquascape. So here is my 120p yet again, same exact aquarium. This here is my 2023 AGA IAC Dutch Aquascape that got top 5. This is a Dutch Aquascape. This is pretty much, a solid layout for a Dutch Aquascape. The notes on the scorecard that kind of got, made me lose some points here and there. If you notice here, I have, trying to pull up the pen, there we go. I'll have 2 red plants right next to each other there. So that's a big detractor. You don't really want them so close like that. I should have spread them out or put, this species over here and move this over there. It would have been simple. But I didn't. So learn from that and next time do that. So if we do a plant count in this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are 13 plants in this. I was allowed, if I wanted to, I could have used 14, but there are 13 plants in this. So this number 10 here is all one plant. I kind of took it and swooped it through the back like that just to try to create like a spiral. It actually goes atop like that, but it was hard to capture in a photograph. But yeah, so this would be considered a Dutch. It follows the rules. There's groupings. There's not so clear borders. I guess I could have done better in the border section of this too, as far as making the borders more evident of the plants as well. People were wondering as far as, what is a Dutch aquascape and what isn't a Dutch aquascape. There's lots of examples that you can find too, and I'll put the link in the description from the AGA IAC of previous Dutch aquascapes and all that other fun stuff too, so you can see all of the Dutch tanks that have been submitted pretty much to the AGA IAC. And with that, I mean, start your own Dutch tank. Try to follow the rules. Whatever size aquarium you have, it's pretty, it's a fun thing to do. It makes you adhere to some set of rules that allows you to, kind of take that brain thought out of your head, and then you can focus more on just growing the plants. And that's why I really like it is, my focus in here, now that I understand the rules and I understand, layouts and things along those lines, is now I can just focus on growing really nice plants and making cool arrangements of plants and finding awesome contrasts and balance and, all that fun stuff. And that's really, what inspires me to continue to do Dutch aquascaping. It's hard to get away from. I told myself I wasn't going to do a Dutch this year, that I was going to focus more on just aquascapes, like naturescape style, but I had to. It feels like every time I don't do a Dutch, I'm missing out on doing a Dutch. So I probably will always have a Dutch aquascape up and running somewhere, no matter what the size, be it my large 120p or a big, 150U or a 90p or whatever the case may be. I'll probably always have a Dutch aquascape up and running. So yeah, I hope I cleared some things up and inspired some of you to go to your aquariums and either get another one or restart one and try doing a Dutch. And if you have any questions or anything, just reach out. I'm always happy to help with any kind of plant advice, planting advice, layout advice, all that fun stuff. So I hope I helped clear some things up as far as what makes a Dutch aquascape a Dutch aquascape and what makes a garden style aquascape a garden style aquascape, and so on and so forth. A lot of people throw the Dutch word around and stuff like that, and that's fine, but, if you are thinking of entering a Dutch Aquascape competition, please watch the reading of the rules video that I did last week. I'll have that link in the description. Also visit the AGA IAC website and read the official rules there. It's linked in that video. And then take a peek at some Dutch Aquascapes on their website. You can view all previous aquascapes that have been done in the Dutch category, and that'll really, show you what steps you need to take to accomplish a true Dutch aquascape. And then if you guys have any questions or, need help with layouts or plant growth help or any of that fun stuff, feel free to comment anything here or message me on my Instagram or however you want to contact me. I'm always happy to help. That's what I do. This is my passion. So let's go ahead and get these Danios in the water now. And go ahead and remove the siphon here.